How are you guys doing? Today is Saturday, January 29th, 2022. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to preview the quarterfinal round for the Africa Cup of Nations. After the round of 16 has, of course, been finished, there were 8 winners from that round, and those 8 winners will face off to see who will face off against one another in the semifinal round. And of course, the semifinal round will take place on Wednesday and Thursday, February the 2nd and February the 3rd. Taking a look at the very first matchup that's going to take place today is going to feature Gambia and Cameroon. Taking a look at how Gambia got here, Gambia would finish second in Group F as they finished with the same amount of points as Mali in the table, but Mali had a better goal differential. And in their round of 16 matchup, Gambia would end up beating Guinea 1-0 off of its 70th minute goal from Moussa Barrow. Taking a look at how Cameroon got to where it is today, Cameroon would finish at the very top of Group A as they had 7 points. They won 2 and they drew 1 of their matchups so far this season. And then their round of 16 matchup would see them beat the Comoros Islands. Their first goal will come from Karotoko Ikambi, and then their second goal will come from Vincent Abubakar, who up through the round of 16, even up till right now, has scored in every single matchup for Cameroon. So, of course, that's going to be the first matchup that's going to be previewed today. Taking a look at the second matchup that's going to be taking place, it will be between Burkina Faso and Tunisia. Burkina Faso made it to this round after finishing second in Group A. They won a game, drew a match, and then they lost one in their group. And then in the round of 16, they would have to go on to face off against Gabon. And after their lone goal came in the 28th minute from Bertrand Traoré, and Gabon would even it up as Burkina Faso scored an own goal, or they would be responsible for an own goal in the 91st minute. However, Burkina Faso would advance after they beat Gabon 7-6 on penalties. So that is how Burkina Faso made it here. And then taking a look at how Tunisia made it here, Tunisia would finish at third in Group F as they finished with 3 points. They won 1 game and they lost 2 in group stage. However, they were still able to make it. Their first matchup, or their round of 16 matchup, would see them face off against Nigeria, who went undefeated in their group stage. Tunisia would end up beating Nigeria 1-0 as its lone goal came from Youssef Msakni. So these are going to be the 2 matchups to see who's going to make up the first semifinal matchup. And then taking a look at the matchups that are going to be taking place tomorrow, the other 2 matchups, they're going to feature Egypt. The first one is going to feature Egypt and Morocco. Egypt made it into this round after they finished second in Group D to Nigeria. They won 2 of their matchups in group stage and lost 1. They lost their matchup to Nigeria. In this matchup, they would go on, or taking a look at how Egypt would make it to this round. In the round of 16, they would end up drawing with the Côte d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast, and they would end up advancing, winning it 5-4 on penalties to advance to this round. Taking a look now at how Morocco would get here. Morocco would finish top of Group C after they finished with 7 points in the table. They won 2 matches and then they drew 1. And in their round of 16 matchup, they would end up beating Malawi 2-1. Their first goal came from Yusuf En-Nesyri to end the first half, after Malawi scored the first goal of the game. So that first goal was to even it up. And then Achraf Hakimi, their elite defender, would score in the 70th minute to put them above and would get them to this round. So, of course, Morocco versus Egypt is going to be a highly anticipated matchup, especially this early. And then the other matchup that's going to take place tomorrow will feature Senegal and Equatorial Guinea. Taking a look at how Senegal got here, Senegal finished at the top of Group B. They won 1 game and they drew their other 2 matchups in group stage, so they finished with 5 points in the table. In the round of 16, they would end up beating the Cape Verde Islands 2-0. Their first goal coming from their elite winger Sadio Mane in the 63rd minute. And then their second goal came in the 92nd minute from Amadou Bamba Dieng. And I imagine that after Sadio Mane went down with a head injury the first time, he might be... Scans showed that he's fine and he may be good to play in the round or in the quarterfinal round tomorrow. So that is how Senegal was able to make it here. And then looking at Senegal's opponent, Equatorial Guinea was able to make it here after they finished second in Group E behind Ivory Coast. They had 6 points in the table as they had won 2 games and they had lost one. They lost their game to Ivory Coast. And looking at how they got to this round, the quarterfinal, in the round of 16, they would end up drawing with Mali, and they would end up going to penalties, and then Equatorial Guinea would beat Mali 6-5 on penalties to make it here. And now that we're here, we are down to 8 teams, and after today, there are going to be 6 teams, and after tomorrow, there are going to be 4 teams competing for this title. And once we are down to the semifinal, I will give you a preview for that round as soon as we get there. So until then, I want to thank you all once again for listening to this piece. I hope all is well, and I will catch you with another episode of The Elite right after this, as I do have an individual profile for Jose Abreu. I want to thank the ESPN and FIFA websites for giving me all the facts and figures, and if I butchered the names, I do apologize. I do eventually plan on getting them right. One last time, thanks for listening to my piece. I hope all is well. Peace out.